He's my favorite guest
This is the Pack Football Show on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head over to ThunderZone Pizza and Tap with your hosts, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi, along with Thunderwolves head coach, Philip Vigil.
And good evening, everybody. Welcome. Pack Football Show, ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House. Jim and Joe along with Phil. And we got Bryson and Regan tonight. Bryson Torrey and Regan Baker, the punter. First punter ever to make it to the Pack Football
First
Show.
specialist, I think.
I gotta love that.
I think we got a kicker on.
He must be special.
Prior regime.
Oh, okay.
I think one time we might have had a kicker, but that's just because he was in the bar.
Real down week. Real down week.
Yeah, well, poor Bryson Torrey had to play great 2 weeks in a row to make it to the show.
I told him that after the game last night. I said, you were going to be the player of the game last week, but he got 2 picks. I said, that kind of edged just a little bit. So Bryce said, I'll get 2 touchdowns. I guarantee you I'll be player of the week.
I thought it was going to be D2, Defensive Player of the Week.
Should have been.
I thought so.
Should have been. But he also got National Football Foundation chapter, Colorado chapter Player of the Week, RMAC Defensive Player of the Week.
He got a bunch of
You get the radio.
Didn't you?
Yeah, I did. You get the text from Coach Veal saying, hey, be at the ThunderZone, free food, talk on the radio. Yeah. You get to tell us your life story. Jim and Joe, they're idiots, but we'll deal with them.
Well, it's funny because Reese Robinson got Special Teams Player of the Week in the RMAC.
Yes.
And so I had him and Reese on a group chat, and I said, hey, you guys want to do the radio show? And Bryson immediately was like, yeah, I'm there. Let's go. 2 hours go by. Finally, Reese is like, Coach, I can't do it. I can't do it.
Why?
He's like, Coach, they interviewed me after the game, and I was stumbling over my words. He's like,
he did good.
He's like, I can't do it. I said,
did we not have Reese Robinson once?
Yeah,
we did.
Yeah.
No, not on the show.
Not on the show. Okay.
No.
Just on the sideline.
No,
after the game.
well, it's what happens when you're good. And, a 40-plus yards per kick average and 7 inside the 20, that gets Regan Baker on the show.
Well,
I mean, that's
Regan's an avid listener too.
He is.
He comes
to the show
week,
or to
this.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah. So
wow, thanks, Regan.
I know why now though.
I almost brought him last week.
Yeah.
And because he had a great game against Mesa,
Yes.
did a really good job putting the ball inside the shoot 10 a couple times, 3 times.
Flipped the field a couple of times.
He did. He did a great job. And he was talking the next day. He's talking about the stuff that we talked about, and I was like, you don't listen. He starts rattling off, talked about your daughter's wedding.
Yeah,
and and all that. And I was like,
You're
you know
invited,
what?
but
wow, that's great.
Be in Black Hills. But you know what I love about Regan is that we're on the field in the last 3 minutes of the game at Central Missouri, and we're having a conversation. That's why I love specialists, because they're just in their own world. He goes, I'm going to have to get off another good one, aren't I? Said, yeah, go get one, man. You got one. He goes out there, booms one. And I was like, see?
We did have to punt again.
Yes, remember? We thought we were done. He's like, nope, got to punt again. And I say, grabs him, he runs out there. But that's the specialist. But between them and the defensive backs who talk a lot of smack, those are the fun ones.
Yeah.
Well, Phil, the ball game Saturday against Adams State. I told you going in, I thought, man, sometimes these kind of games can be hard because you have to get the intensity. You have to almost create it. I know you don't want to hear any of that, but people are humans. But your ball club took care of business just the way you wanted to. I thought they came out and executed the game plan perfectly early on.
Yeah, they did. I mean, again, we made sure all last week we were talking about the focus is on us, and if we want to play meaningful games in December, then we can't afford to take weeks off. We can't afford to not improve, and they did that, and we were pretty hard on them last week, to be honest with you. Coming in on Monday, that's when we put the previous game to bed is on Monday mornings, and last Monday was probably not very fun for these guys.
Tyler was, he was a guest last week. He's like, it sucked.
Yeah. I mean, they probably felt like they lost the game, to be honest with you. And they had a great week of prep, great week of practice. Our scout team did an unbelievable job of preparing these guys and playing hard, and it showed up early. We talked about wanting to start fast, and we started fast.
Yes, you did, and it was. I think just the psyche of Thunderwolves and Thunderwolves fans needed that game, if that makes any sense. This is a very good football team, and you went out and showed everyone, including yourself, said you're a very good football team, and it was just kind of like that's what you needed to do. And then I think maybe talking for me, that's the Thunderwolf team that I had expect to see do that to that kind of opponent.
Yeah. I mean, we don't ever waver in who we think we are. You know what I mean? Like we have a lot of belief inside the guys in that room. And It's really, again, it's about trying to peak at the right times, and making sure that we're continuing to climb and climb and climb, and so that way we're playing our best football at the end of the year. And we talked about last week. Practice is for preparation, practice is for how you play in a game, but in the games, that's where you learn who you are and where you need to grow. And that's every game, whether you win or lose, there's things that you can learn from and grow from and improve on. And so, credit to these guys; they did a really good job of that last week.
Well, it's not only how you start the game, but then after you get up like that, you still have to keep the intensity. I thought the 2s and 3s came in there and kept it at the same level pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, we it was good for us to be able to get some of our younger guys in the game. And I think our offense played like 23 snaps. Our one offense played like 23 snaps in that game. And so it was good for them. We got some young guys in the game and got some true freshmen in the game even, and it didn't fall off much. So I was happy for them.
And I was going to ask you this just as one of our questions, and it's a fine line. I know you walk, but you guys, you have a player like, what's a good example? I don't know, your quarterback. He's a pretty good player. He's okay, but he was like disappointed he didn't get to play in the second half because he's a baller.
Yeah.
Do you have to massage that a little bit?
No.
Okay.
No.
Just tell them to deal with it.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
That's
part of the deal.
Yeah. I just these guys.
The competitiveness. Yes, of course.
Yeah.
He wants to play, and I think all these guys
Sure.
They don't want to. They work hard all week. They want to play the entire game.
Right.
And realistically, as a coach, you're like, okay.
At what point?
Correct.
Sure.
Like we got this. And to be honest with you, I've been on the other ends of those. Where we've lost like that. And so it's a hard place to be. And I like Coach Gallus a lot. And again, I just our young guys deserved it. They got in and did a really good job and got some experience. And things we learn from and grow from and all those things.
Well, they had the high energy.
Yeah.
We noticed that right
yeah.
off the bat when those twos got in, those threes got in. They played with fire.
Well, those young offensive linemen, we gotta work on getting their hands on the inside.
Yes.
Exactly. A little grabbing
on the outside. Make those hands get up on the inside.
It's a little bit different game speed, but
it is. We had a true freshman left guard. Adams kept
when's the
our
last time
starters
you
in
played a true freshman left guard?
2 years ago.
Yeah.
By necessity then.
Correct.
Yeah. Well, in this game also, have you ever been part of a game where you had all three phases scoring touchdowns and then defense scoring touchdowns, not only an interception, a fumble return, punt return? I mean, it was coming from all angles.
It was awesome. I mean, again, we knew that we were going to get an opportunity on punt return, this week. And we kept telling Reese all week long, like, you're going to get one. You're going to get an opportunity this week. Let's go get it and make the most of it. And to be honest with you, like, we could have given every single one of those guys on punt block could have, for us, had special teams player of the week because they strained and they found their guy. I mean, Jay Shaw was on one of our gunners, and I mean the guy that he was going up against didn't get 10 yards past the line of scrimmage. And Reese finally ran by him. He was the last guy that he had to beat, but I mean, those guys strained for Reese, and Reese finished, and it was awesome to see. And then even Jackson, like, going out there and hitting a 51-yarder, that's a long field goal, and have a lot of confidence in him right now. And so it was a lot of fun to see everybody get involved in the scoring.
Well, if we're going to talk scoring, we might as well bring in the guests.
That's right.
We introduced them a little bit. Bryson Torrey, Vista Peak.
Yes, sir.
Up in Aurora.
Yes, sir.
Way up in DIA.
Yep.
Close
E470.
to the E470.
Yep.
Got to take a toll booth to get to Bryson's high school. 2 touchdowns in one game, defensive player. I read today that's only happened 4 times in Division II.
Yep.
In all of Division II.
All of Division II.
Is that the first time here at CC Pueblo?
Oh, easy.
Yeah.
Wow.
So 4 times. Tell us a little bit about how you got here, first of all. How'd you get here?
To Pueblo?
Yeah.
My senior year, just thinking back, my coach, Devon Thorne, he was alum here. So I had a little bit of a connection. He played tight end here. He went to CU Boulder. That was pretty much my main connect. Coming out of high school, I didn't really have much recruiting. I kind of really just had to do everything on my own, just showing up to camps, talking to coaches, just emailing coaches, going on Twitter, just trying to put myself out there as best as I could. And Honestly, I wasn't gonna get an offer to Pueblo. They showed up to my school, and he had told me it was Coach Herm at the time.
Sure.
He came to see me. Shout out Coach Herm. He was saying, he was talking to my other teammate. He was just saying, yeah, Jordan Mayfield, yeah, you got the offer here. We're good with your offer. And then he said, Bryson, like, we still don't know about you yet. Like, we still have some things to look at. We have some other linebackers we're interested in, and we just don't know if we're gonna pull the trigger. So, I took that personally. I just went back to work, and just kept playing my game. And I had took a picture with Coach Herm, posted it on Twitter. And when he got back to Pueblo, they said that they liked my size, seeing me in the picture. And then that's pretty much just how I got my offer. They
Yeah,
said,
because Herm's not a little guy.
yeah, exactly. So I stood up next to him, and I fit the part, and
A picture's worth $1,000 in this case.
I guess
Thousands
so.
of
that
dollars
was like
for an
that was like
education.
just personal
Yeah.
perseverance and wanting to play ball.
yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I would assume after playing for 2.5 years now that you're happy with your decision.
Yes, of course. Yeah, no. So I really wanted to come to Pueblo. Like after like seeing that I wasn't receiving much recognition from colleges, it was like really Pueblo was my best option. I'm close to home. Good program. I know had some friends up here from the past and all that. So I mean, I was pretty excited about the season.
Well, I'm sure for as much football as you played in a short period of time here, I'm sure they're glad they pulled the trigger
Yeah.
on getting you. And you're coming from DIA area to Pueblo's a long way, but not as long as coming from literally down under. Regan Baker, the punter, senior graduate. Did you have a degree already?
He's a junior.
No, I'm
Oh,
still a
junior?
junior.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought he was a senior.
Still working
Another
on it.
year.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
still working.
how did Regan Baker end up in Pueblo, Colorado?
That's a good question. So originally I signed with Idaho State. Had 2 years there. I loved the opportunity, but obviously wasn't playing. Decided to enter the portal, and then Coach Mack reached out to me. He had an Australian when he was a grad assistant at Washington State. So I think he obviously loved the Aussies. And then
Did you know
What's
the
not to
punter
love?
he had?
what was that? Sorry.
Did you know
Yeah,
the punter
so,
he had?
So Nick, he's at Vanderbilt now. He was actually trained with me in Brisbane, Australia. So it was a small world. And then I wasn't really getting offers. I didn't really know if I wanted to keep playing football. If I was just ready to move home. And then he kept reiterating, you'll love it here. We're building something special. It's like a really family orientated culture we have here. And I was like, why not? Let's prove myself that I can still play. Didn't really play at Idaho State, so I wanted to get on the field. And then signed here last year, beginning of fall. Got here fall camp. Summer in Australia doesn't really help you prepare for a football season, but
Did you go to the Australian kicking camps and all that
yeah,
stuff?
yeah.
Okay.
So there's an
It's
academy.
like a factory down
Yeah,
there.
it is. They call it Pro Kick Australia. So nowadays you have to pay to get in because there's so many kids that want to join and get the opportunity to come over here. I don't know. I saw something the other day. There was like over 200 kids
Wow.
either playing or like redshirting in America. So
Wow.
definitely
awesome.
build a foundation. Yeah.
See, that's what you need to do is take that knowledge and start a camp here for kickers
Yeah.
and to get some American kids to learn how to kick like you
Definitely,
guys.
yeah.
The Aussies, I mean, there's just something different when the ball comes off their foot.
Well, how's the rest of the game translating in Australia? You got more and more kids wanting to say, you know what? Heck with this Australian rule stuff. Let's
Yeah.
put some pads on and go bang heads in America. Or is it still?
It's more I think it's the spectacle of the game. Like,
Yeah.
Stadiums and-
yeah,
yeah.
definitely. Like I used to wake up with my little brother at 4 a.m. on a Monday to watch Red Zone before I'd go to school, and just like, I don't know, the overwhelming of like the whole sport, the concept, and it's growing more and more. I think there's an NFL game in Melbourne next year to start
Okay.
the season, so it's definitely getting bigger, but not much else than kickers coming out of there at the moment.
Yeah. Well, you still got the game down there, and it's a crazy game.
Yeah.
Did you ever play any of that?
I played rugby, but
Okay.
I did. The AFL Grand Final was on the other night, and my home team was playing, so I did watch that. Yeah. It was
Did
good
they
to
win?
see. They did.
There you go.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You got to get the signal down.
Yeah, that's
And the
it.
guys with the hats and the suits, it's all cool.
That's it. Yeah.
I spent a little time in Australia, 22 days back in 1986, 87 down in Melbourne and
Yeah,
Bendigo way.
Yeah,
You're in
nice.
Brisbane?
I'm Brisbane. Yeah. So
That's
up north.
northern, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
north.
Yeah, well,
Built
I have a
tougher
terrible,
up there.
I have a terrible Aussie accent.
Oh, I do it all the time.
I can't even go into like Outback. I blew it. It sounds like a dying Brit. It's just awful. So but I did a tweet today that said I did use oi.
I did see it.
Yeah.
You spelt it wrong.
Oh well, I Americanized oi.
You did.
How do you spell it?
We just say OI.
O-I.
Yeah.
But if I would have done that, Margot's here, that would be we.
Yeah.
well, there you go.
See, I didn't want to go we. I wanted to go oi.
And only say it 3 times. Don't go the fourth.
Yeah, you
like
don't do the fourth.
That's a
when
pretty
you
good ad where the
you
woman
get
goes
your ass
the
beat, you
extra
say it
oi
4
in there.
times.
All right, we'll come back after
Commercial.
this timeout. We got highlights coming our way next. This is the Pack Football Show brought to you by Rustler Implement, of course, out there on the Mesa. Same name, same family. For over 50 years, proud sponsor of the Pack Football Show. We are at ThunderZone Pizza Tap House. We got $10 hamburgers. It's wing night as well. You order the first set of wings, you get the second set half price, which is always a good deal. Now, I want to tell you guys what I had Saturday after the ball game. It was a revelation. It was the greatest hamburger I've ever had in my life. The green chili cheeseburger. Infused with green chili. It has green chilies on it, and the queso cheese has green chili in it. I'm having another one tonight. I almost came back Sunday.
Do you have an epiphany?
Oh, my God.
Along
was
with
good.
indigestion?
That I recommend that. I might as well put my picture next to it with cheese all over
Well,
it.
just call it the Jim Burger.
Well, Margo was sitting with me after the game because she was here with the Rock Family Orchestra. And
Yep.
she goes, that hamburger must have been pretty good. I go, oh, yeah. She goes, well, I haven't heard from you in 15 minutes. I go, yeah, I was into that burger.
You were eating.
I was into that burger for sure. All right, come back after this timeout. We got highlights. It all comes your way next. Pack Football Show on Fox Sports Pueblo.
This is the Pack Football Show on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head over to ThunderZone Pizza and Tap with your hosts Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi, along with Thunderwolves head coach Philip Vigil.
And welcome back. ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House, Pack Football Show. Brought to you by the Ford Motor Company. Like that Expedition, Joe.
I know you
I
do.
keep seeing that thing.
think
I should have one
you got
of
to
those.
pry that wallet open, Jimmy.
I thought they were giving us Raptors.
Yeah, we
Or
were
a
waiting
Raptor.
for the
I'd take a
company
Raptor.
cars. Yeah.
You know, I'd take a Fusion.
I would
take
too,
any-
actually.
You would take a little Ford Focus.
I would take.
I'd
anything.
take one of those too.
Focus is what we should do. Also brought to you by Colorado Front Range Roofing, Jim Sprague and Company, and they bring us all the sacks during the football games this year. Baskin Robbins is your best friend this year, Bryson Torres. They sponsor all turnovers
Okay.
for Thunderwolves football, so you had a double dose. What we're going to do now with our highlights here,
They're so
since
sweet. You know
Dean
what I mean?
Needens was our producer and engineer for the game Saturday. Aaron is here tonight, and Dean labels the highlights differently than we're all used to. So we're going to play highlight roulette. We're just going to roll a highlight and listen to it and see what happens. So here's highlight number 1. You give the ball up the middle across. Big opening. 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Thunderwolves. A 52-yard run by Devin Cross, and that's just what the Thunderwolves coaching staff wanted to see today.
The senior from Pflugerville, Texas, reaches the house for the Thunderwolves.
Well, that's good. That's one I didn't think we had.
I just like saying the word Pflugerville.
So good. All right. Nice little run right up the middle. You wanted to run the ball a little bit better this week. I thought you guys did.
Yeah, I was excited to see some of the explosive runs. You know, we've had a lot of explosive pass so far this year and haven't seen a ton of explosive runs, and so it was awesome to get a couple of them on Saturday.
We talked to Blake Moffitt before the game and said this is a game for your room. When he goes, I know, I can't wait. And this is before the game, so shout out to Blake.
Yeah, it was awesome.
All right. Highlight roulette. Play 2. When you go down on the field before the game watching all these Thunderwolves, the ones that don't play impress you with their abilities and their speed and their size. Here's a blitz off the edge. Pass is caught. Touchdown. He read that one beautifully. That was a good read there. Good play by Gavin Herbert. He saw that blitz coming. He flung it out there and let his man run underneath it. Touchdown to Jason Wade.
There was nobody in the area. Again, a great read by the quarterback.
Wow. So we're going to Adams State highlights.
Well, it is roulette.
Holy
smokes.
smokes.
22 red, 22 black.
Yeah,
50,
highlight
50
roulette.
chance.
See, we don't know what we're getting. Man, oh man.
That's almost a highlight of a
How do you
punt.
feel about that
All right.
one, Bryson?
Honestly, it shouldn't have happened.
Who's banned? No, don't throw anybody under the bus. I don't want to do that.
Oh,
Shalom,
man.
Peter. Nate Sandy.
Yeah, you never know what you're going to get on highlight roulette. So we'll just move on. We'll
I
go
think we
to.
should always
I
do
think that's
highlight
our
roulette.
only one that we might have had there
Well,
for Adam
they only
State.
score
The
7
post-game show. So here's highlight number 3.
That's hilarious.
Pushing back to the 35. Little cut there. Might have been a block in the back. Away with it, though. Robinson across the 50. 45. Cuts outside. 40. One man to beat. Trying to get to the corner. Beats him. 10. And the highlights cut off. Dean had a problem with, so we didn't get to hear him crossing the goal line, but he got to the 10. Trust me, he went in under the end zone.
Yes, he did.
So that's
and I talked to Reese after the game on the sideline and on the air, and I didn't. He said he thought he should have had 2.
I agree.
Yeah, he was like, great job. We thought we were going to get one. In fact, when I called it, I said he's going to get one today, and he told me this. I thought I should have had 2.
If he caught the second one
Yeah.
in the air and not let it bounce, I think he does.
Okay. So you saw what he saw.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
all right. Highlight roulette. Here we go. Here's another one. Gains 10 on the play. 1st and 10 at the 35. He's going to get another try there. Nice cut. Boy, he's a physical runner. Moves across the 40 to about the 42. Ball comes out. Thunderbolts have it. They're in the clear. It's Torrey. Inside the 5. Touchdown. And the play gets cut off. That's what a problem with our machine. But that was one of the weirdest plays ever, Bryson. Tell us about it. All of a sudden, you just came out of there. I know you talked about Joe in the post-game show.
Yes,
But suddenly you just kind of squeaked out of there. Did you just go in there and rip it out of his hands?
So I was just fitting up the ball carrier like any regular play, but I just seen the ball right in front of me, and
See ball, take ball.
see ball, take ball. Not the first time it's happened.
I was going to say you've done that before.
Yeah. So just glad I was able to finish the play this time and stay on my feet, and I almost tripped over myself running to the end zone.
You did almost get
You know.
the turf monster.
I almost got sniped. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's becoming your niche. He's a niche player
No,
now. He
he's-
knows how to rip the ball away and run.
Well, I again, he played such a great game at Mesa. It was just like you're stacking solid performance after solid performance, and I'm sure your coaching staff loves to see that.
Yeah. It's kind of like
Yes, we do.
kind of like Seinfeld when he stole the marble rye. That's what Bryson did there. I know Ben would get that. Was for Ben. These guys with Seinfeld.
I
What's
love
that? That's
Seinfeld.
Okay, you remember when he stole
Oh,
the
yeah.
marble rye? So
Oh, yeah.
Bryson stole the marble rye and took it to the house. All right, here we go. Highlight roulette. And off in the middle. Big opening. 40, 30, 20, 10. Touchdown, Thunderwolves.
Oh, get it twice.
Patton. That was Patton. Patton taking it on into the end zone there.
It was just good to see him get his first 100-yard game.
Yeah, that was kind of cool at the end there. You got to let him get out there and get a couple extra carries to make sure he got over the 100-yard mark, then got him on out of there.
Yeah, he's like, Coach, I'm 7 yards away. You mind?
I
if
need it. I
I was like,
this.
go ahead, go get your 100. So it's first of many for him, but he's going to be a really good player for
It's
us.
just such a dynamic off. You got such dynamic diversity in the backfield,
We do.
and you don't lose anything with one style over the other with the way you block it, the way you design it. But it's definitely different styles of runs.
There's no
back
doubt.
there.
There's no doubt. I mean, obviously you got your smaller scat back in DC. You know, you've got your bigger back in Russ. You know, and then you've kind of got a mixture between both of those with Keon and Moose. So it's a good problem to have.
And Devin Cross kind of. I mean, we're not intimately, in the recruiting process. That was a great find,
Oh yeah.
don't you think? I mean,
Oh yeah.
that's one of those you're like, wow.
Well, if we were doing the highlight roulette against Midwestern our first year, you would have heard him on those.
Right, right.
He had a touchdown
Yeah,
against us.
yeah.
You know, and he did a really. I mean, he's a good player. I mean, he was a first team All LFC kind of kid, and
How'd they let him out of Texas? You just out recruited him, didn't you? Say it.
I mean,
Come on, say it.
we've had luck with Midwestern kids. They
Yeah, you
go
have.
there.
Well, because
Yeah.
you know what?
we had Guap and we had
Yeah.
Graf here, and then those kids get in the portal, and you get one of them that has a good experience. Well,
Rubs off.
it sure does.
Well, and CSU Pueblo has a reputation of success against Midwestern.
Yeah.
I mean, even going there
Yep.
and winning.
Oh yeah.
We covered a playoff
22.
game down there in the worst
Oh, that's
chill
cold.
in the
Yeah,
history
it
of
was terrible.
chills, and it was a field goal game, and it was
Yeah.
it's just gonna and it snuck out of there with the
field
win.
This is the Pack Football Show on Fox Sports 1350.
That's a
Let's head over to
expression we have here.
ThunderZone Pizza and Tap with your hosts, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi,
I'll
along
explain
with
it to you out
Thunderwolves
there.
head coach Philip Vigil.
And welcome back, Pack Football Show, ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House. Pack Football Show each and every week, brought to you by Colorado Front Range Roofing, as well as the Ford Motor Company. Getting everybody turned back on here, Joe, because everybody was chowing down there. So I thought I'd give them a chance, and now we're back up and we're ready to roll.
Football
still
players
here.
and broadcasters and pizza and wings. We got to ask Regan, though, because sadly, during highlight roulette, there are hardly ever punter highlights. What do you think of the highlights? So, I mean, this is what I will tell you about Regan, what I know of him, is he's very, very much engaged on the sidelines. He is very much a fan of his team. Would you say that's accurate?
I agree, most definitely.
I mean, he is in every play. He hangs on every play like a fan in a uniform, and it's fun to watch.
It is. Well, BT had me busy on the weekend. When defense is on, I'm chilling, not expecting me on the field, and then scores a touchdown. And I'm scrambling for me helmet to run out there to hold. And
Did you say me helmet?
Me
my helmet.
Me helmet.
Now, is it? We can talk about this because we've never had a holder on either. So, is that a nerve-wracking job?
When I first started, for sure, but I feel like as I get confident with Owen, the snapper, and then Jackson having the trust in me, I just go out there and just want to make a play and contribute to the team wherever I can. And
That's the most unsung position.
Oh, 100%.
As I mean, granted, a long snapper.
Long snapper
And
and
CSU
holder.
Pueblo has had a history of great long snappers.
Right.
Jake Ludwig was one of the best I've ever seen. Joe Campton kind of started the run.
Mm-hmm.
But the holder, nobody ever notices you until
Until you're
wobble his
Tony
snap.
Romo
Yeah,
and
until
blow
you're-
it for the Cowboys.
yeah.
Oh, sorry, Ben.
But so
Mr. Cowboys fan over here. I just want to make sure he's
you guys get in a lot of work that people don't see.
yeah, definitely, yeah.
I see special.
Yeah, they
and
get
they're out
so
there.
much work in. They get like 15 minutes of practice. They're out there just grinding,
trying to hit the upright during practice and not wanting to hit the upright in games.
Yeah.
What I've always wanted to know, is there any animosity when they tell you to get the hell out of here at halftime? We got to get down to business to go out there and just run
No,
around
I like
between the band.
I like it because I get
The
to go
bands
be on
really
the
love that
field
when
and-
you guys are out there
Yeah,
messing up their routines.
Yeah, the
and
specialists
dance
don't
teams.
get to hang out in the locker room and get their
No,
butt chewed.
they're usually hanging out in the weight room during conditioning, and then they get their butt chewed. You want to tell that story there, Regan?
That was my second day here. Braden, he's injured this year. He's like one of the seniors of the specialist group, and we do a thing called halftime where during fall camp, Coach Vigil puts us on the sideline and we run gases. And Braden's like, "Hey, let's go to the locker room and roll out." And I'm like, "I'm new to this. Yeah,
Now
let's
roll
do
out.
it. Let's do it. It's hot. The aircon's on. Yeah, let's go in there." And then I see Coach Vigil walking to the door,
Oh,
and he
no.
opens. He goes, "Get your helmets on. Let's go." And then I'm out there running. I'm like, "Braden, what have you done?"
I'm new to this. I don't know.
I'm glad you said that version.
So we don't stay.
That's the PG version.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's
but
good.
we get the gist, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
and I love that. When you run gassers or what do they call them? What do you call when you mess up and you being
Not our standards?
Not our
Not our
standards.
standards, yeah.
I had this conversation with Tyler last week because they had a lot of them on Monday, and he said, "Man, it was just hard." And I go, "It was a lot of twos and I said, "Dude, they have to do them when you screw up. Shouldn't you have to do them when they screw up?" He goes, "You're right."
For sure. You ready for some questions there, Phil?
I would just, before we get to questions, I just want to say, every day at practice, I really do enjoy Regan's company.
Of course.
When we go to punt, I don't know if I have a more of a fun time than any other period when I get to just stand back there and give him hell.
Does he
Tuesday.
take it well?
Does Regan?
For the most part. I think Tuesday I was having an off day, and Coach Vigil here goes, "You still asleep, Regan? What's the time in Australia?" And I'm like, "I'm just trying to punt the ball."
Yeah, he was asleep. I said he's like 1 a.m. I said, "Yeah, you are still sleeping. Wake your butt up."
Well, it's better today.
He was.
That's awesome.
All right. We're going to go through these questions in order here. So kind of like, it's not like roulette with the questions, but maybe it is. Where's the team like to eat in Las Vegas?
We like to eat in Las Vegas so much that we're staying in Santa Fe.
That a baby.
The budget has been increased.
No, it has not.
Because we're going to dine in Santa Fe.
No, it has not been increased. But we went to Las Vegas our first year here, and one of my good buddies was the basketball coach there, the head basketball coach, Mike Dominguez, played at Mesa.
Sure.
Right, was a stud.
Sure.
And I was like, hey man, where's the best place to take the team? He's like, all right, this is the place. And they were great people. It wasn't enough food. It wasn't very good, and so we were like, all right, we're going to go to Santa Fe. We're going to stay in Santa Fe. We're going to have be at a hotel that can cater, that can do everything that we need to be done, and then we'll make the trip on Saturday morning, like what we did at UCM.
Sure.
And so that's what we're going to be doing this week. We're gonna go down a little bit earlier this week than what we normally do, and we're gonna drop the guys off downtown Santa Fe and let them hang out for an hour and a half. Let them walk around. It's a really cool little town.
It is.
Try to, whenever we get an opportunity to broaden their horizons a little bit, we try to do that. And so we'll let them go hang out for a little bit, and then we'll bring them back and do some football stuff and get locked in.
That's cool. All right, so that's question number one. Uncle Charlie checking in. Oh man, now see, this is what I got to weed through, Phil.
Good luck.
Now, you remember Larry King. These guys don't, Larry, but it's, what's the question? All right. Let's see here.
You gotta get
5 turnovers. He's saying that's outstanding. What are we going to do against Highlands to beat them down?
Well,
strategy, Phil. What's your strategy going in against Highlands?
I mean, we want to turn to Highlands yet, or do you want to wait?
We can do that later, but that's kind of putting the
It
cart
just
before the
cracks me
horse.
up that,
Yeah,
Jim pokes for strategy every week.
He does.
Well, that's Uncle Charlie wanting to know there.
Yeah.
Uncle Charlie, we'll get to that.
Yeah. He goes, he wants to know, was it correct that you guys created 5 turnovers?
That is correct.
That is correct. So that's
4 picks, 1 fumble.
You get 5 turnovers each week, Phil, you're going to be coach of the year.
I just want to win games.
Health. A game like that, everybody come out healthy?
We had a couple.
Nagging.
We had a couple guys that got banged up. Actually,
Okay.
We did.
All right.
Unfortunately,
Here's I had 2 or 3 of these. One was a phone call earlier, but this is a couple texts. I want to know the condition of the Adams State player. Did you get any word on how Orozco is?
Yeah, I did. So he actually, Coach Gallus called me yesterday about him. But he said, the CT scan, the MRI came back clean, and then they did a T-spine scan, and he's showing. He went home today, which was really good. He's not quite walking yet, but he's going to be okay. So there was a pretty significant bruise when the T-spine test came back, and so he's going to be okay. We're hopeful that everything's going to be back to normal. It's just not.
That was
there
awesome.
yet.
I mean, that was a tough spot right there. I mean, everybody you just got to sit around and wait, and then all of a sudden, okay, back to playing. I mean, sometimes it's tough
hard
to flip the switch, isn't it?
It's hard. I think it's it's easier for us because we don't know the kid. Where for Adams State, like that's
a guy,
hard,
man,
yeah. And I've been on it the other way too, where it's one of your guys. I'm like, oh my goodness, it's a reminder how precious life is and how we take some things for granted that we shouldn't. You never know. You just never know.
All right. One more question asking about the running back by committee, or do you just like it this way where you have 3 different guys, or is do you go into a game basically, I'm kind of paraphrasing what they're saying here. Do you have a game plan with each one, or you just go by feel?
Hot hand?
Yeah, I mean, really, we the way we started it off this last week was, DC was going to start a series, Moose was going to come in and sub. Then Russ will start a series, and Moose will come in and sub, and keep going that way until we found the hot hand, really. And so that's really what we did last week, and everybody was running the ball well, so we just kept rolling with it.
They all give you a little something different.
Well, just I did notice. Now I don't know if this is just coincidence or part of the scheme that DC dropped the ball. Do fumbles get you to the back of the line?
Fumbles get you out of the game.
Okay, so it was that happens. You're not okay. Yep. That's it.
As easy
there
as
you
that.
go. That was as simple as that. I was trying to see. We try and sugarcoat it. You just come out and hammer us.
Well, I mean, it doesn't mean they're not going to go back.
No,
in,
I know, but,
right?
but as soon as you do that, you're on the sidelines.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, then when somebody else wanted to know about Dvorak, that seemed more like a precautionary thing for this game. Was he? If it had been a big game, I'd say big game, like a playoff game, I should say. Do you think he could have played? He still wasn't able to pass.
No.
How about this week? Game time? Near perfect?
Near perfect.
Near perfect. All right. We'll see what happens there. Trying, Joe. See it, just trying to
Hey,
subtle way.
I just like the little cat and mouse game between you and
Yeah,
Phil
no,
because
it's fun.
I
to
just
try
I
to,
don't have to do it anymore.
Hey, you know what? You ask me any question you want off the air, I'll give you the straight
Okay,
answer.
all right. Exactly right. All right. You want the Red Sox or the Yankees?
Please say the Red Sox.
Yankees.
Oh, gee. Please say the Red Sox. No,
You know, I
because
was at Daylight Donuts this morning, and there was a guy in his full Yankee regalia. I mean, the old guy, and he had his cap and his jersey. And I go, "Hey, good game last night, wasn't it?" He goes,
yeah, I know what
you
he
know,
said.
F,
Yeah, I know exactly what
and
he
it
said.
ended in U.
But I can't remember. I can't believe we're doing a show and Jim's not watching the game as we do the show
He was.
because he's
Yeah,
Mr. Red
I've
Sox.
been, yeah, and it's over now. They gave up the run, so forget about it. They just got to close it out. All right, we'll come back. We're going to talk about New Mexico Highlands. Interesting ball club. Interesting cat and mouse game. It'll continue as we talk about what we're going to do with Highlands here this weekend. That comes your way next. This is the Pack Football Show brought to you by Russell Rumblement right here on Fox Sports Pueblo.
This is the Pack Football Show on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head over to ThunderZone Pizza and Tap with your hosts, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi, along with Thunderwolves head coach, Philip Vigil.
And welcome back, Pack Football Show. ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House, brought to you by the Ford Motor Company, as well as Colorado Front Range Roofing. All right, time to talk about Highlands.
Let's do it.
They got some gaudy numbers, Phil. They've been running up the score on some different people, but Western Colorado figured out a way to shut them down. I guess you look at that's kind of the game plan. You got to be more physical than them, not let them get ahead of you, and then it seems like that's the way to go.
They're very talented. They're a good team. You know, Coach Kurt has done a really good job in his 2 years there. You know, last year you could tell I sympathize with him, to be honest with you, because he got hired in May.
Yeah.
And that's when exactly what happened with me my first year, you know. And I just like, man, you guys are going to be fine. And I have a lot of respect for what he does defensively. I have a lot of respect for what Coach Thatcher does on the offensive side. And they've got some really good football players that are obviously playing well within their scheme. And you see that in their numbers. You know, they've got talented players. This game's about players, and they've done a good job recruiting. You know, they got that freshman tailback that's about as good as anybody in the country right now.
How do you get a guy from St. Petersburg, Florida, to come to Las Vegas, New Mexico? That's, I mean, as a true and
called sales, Joe.
putting up numbers like that as a true freshman.
Well, the thing with recruiting right now is, you know, it's harder for high school kids now than ever before. You know, with the transfer portal and you know, COVID and you know, next year they're going to go to 5 years of eligibility, and you know, it's just rosters are bigger, and so that's fewer opportunities for everybody. And you know, you get kids that, you know, maybe for whatever reason slip through the cracks. You know, we got one right here, you know, and BT, you know, thankful that he's here, but that's what happens. And when you have one opportunity, that's all you need. You need one school to believe in you. And New Mexico Highlands believed in him, and they were right, because all he's done is come in and lead the country in rushing.
By
know?
200 yards.
Correct.
I mean, it's not like he's almost got 1,000 yards and he's played 4 games.
Correct.
And last week he only had, 70, 60? I mean, it was
56.
Yeah,
57.
it wasn't very good. So that just tells you the first 3 games.
Yeah.
It was just up and down the
He
field.
is lightning in a bottle.
I guess in big-time college football, this would be the equivalent of playing Air Force. When you come into a game, you don't see this style that often. Now all of a sudden you got to prepare for it. I guess that's the biggest challenge for your staff this week is how do we prepare and come up with a game plan that's going to lock these guys down.
Yeah, I'm thankful, to be honest with you, we had Adams first, because Adams is similar with what they want to do from a run scheme. You know, like they want to run gun option. They want to do some quarterback run game. And so it was good for us to really have them last week to be able to prepare for Highlands this week, you know. And again, like, the personnel is different, you know. I think that they do a really good job at Highlands, and they're going in the right direction. I mean, they're 3-1 right now. I don't know the last time they were 3-1, you know. And again, that's a testament to Coach Kurt and his staff and what they've been able to do. Their new AD is Scott Noble, and Scott was the athletic director at Western New Mexico. He was the one who gave me the opportunity
nice.
to be a head coach, and so it'll be good to see him again and head to Vegas.
Well, they only able to come up with 3 points against Western Colorado. I think that's more of a testimony to how good Western defense is. That's top flight defense in the country.
It is.
See, what we've seen their numbers they put up against other teams. I guess the last thing you want to get into with them is a track meet, is it?
Yeah, you definitely don't want to, but all that matters is winning by one, and that's really for us. Again, it's about execution. It's about specifically defensively. We have to be really good with our gap and eye discipline. We have to find a way.
That's
to,
you, Bryson.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I mean, and they do a great job. They're motioning receivers and using them in the run game. They're using 20 personnel sets and using the off back in the run game. And so, yes, Western Colorado did a good job containing them last week. They were very physical. With Coach Hour's defense at Western, they're chaotic, and sometimes you can't really plan for where they're always going to be, and so that can throw a wrench in what you do offensively. But again, like I think for us, this is a very good football team. It's 3-1 right now, and we got to go to Las Vegas and play them at home, and we got to make sure that we're at our best.
I guess the one thing you worry about too is they run, but you got to tell your DBs,
Don't fall asleep.
Don't let that one play kill you.
There's no doubt, and again, it comes down to eye discipline and that from that standpoint, and making sure that we play each play for itself. We talk about a 0-0 mentality. That means no matter what happened on the last play, we're moving on. If it was a touchdown by us, great, moving on. Next play, it doesn't matter. And so playing each play for itself and having 6 seconds of elite focus, that's all a football play is 6 seconds. And we're going to reset the mechanism after that and play the next one. So
what I like about your offense this year has been balance. You look at your plays, offensive, passing, running. You guys have been hovering around 50-50 all season long, and I know that's by design, but it's also kind of the way games have just kind of flowed. Give it up to Jordan Dodge for the first year offensive coordinator. Calling games. You know what I'm saying?
He's done a great job.
That's a big step up.
He's done a really good job. And again, our offensive line is playing really well. Coach Davis is doing a really good job with those guys up front, Coach Hop, and getting them to play at a high level. And then you've got Roman back there, who's second-year guy in the system. He looks comfortable back there, and you've got, in my opinion, some of the best receivers in the country.
So, are we going to see the RPO with Roman again?
Was that an accident?
Which one?
Where
he ran it.
He
You
took it himself.
Yeah, I mean, I wish he would have thrown the bubble, but that is an option.
And safe to say,
Just
Jim and I were like, well,
wow.
either that was a mistake or we will never see this
last
again.
time we were at home, he scrambled for a
he had the big
20-some
long
yard
run,
touchdown. So he thought, he's like, what? I'm a dual threat guy, and I'm going to keep this thing. And
look at both Bryson and Regan are both like they get the inside joke on that one. We love you, Roman, but just keep slinging it, brother.
No, I mean that is an option, and honestly, like it's something we've challenged Roman in this year. Is just we've got to be able to keep defenses honest with some semblance of quarterback run, and he's taking that to heart. Again, I think if he was to go back, I think he would have made the same read. He would have pulled it, and I think he would have pressed it and ripped it out to the bubble, because as soon as you start to tackle line of scrimmage, defenders collapse on you, and we've got guys that are open. So.
Well, and how good did Cam look?
Oh yeah, he looks great.
I mean,
he looks great.
Just that's a nice.
Well, that's what I told him too.
Yeah.
I was like, you're different, right? Like you've got the ability to make some plays with your legs, and most teams when they're game planning versus us, they're not worried about the quarterback run game, and so when you get in there, you're going to be able to take advantage of that.
Exactly.
And that's what he did. Obviously there's some things that he wants to take back from that game. We had a touchdown going right at the seam, and we were supposed to read that concept inside out. And made his mind up beforehand, and learning lessons.
Yeah,
that's part of it.
It's all part of being a freshman too.
I'm surprised we didn't play that on the
highlight roulette. Phil with the zinger on the highlight roulette. I bet you're not fun in Vegas when you lose, man.
I'm not fun anytime I lose.
Yeah, I can see that.
I promise you that.
Well, in closing out, I guess we talked about everything they can do to you, running this crazy offense, but I'm sure they've got issues too. They got to look at your ball club and your offensively. If you guys are clicking, I guess that's the whole key. You got to execute, get over the top of them.
It's every week. It's about the pack, and I feel very confident that if we play to our level, our potential, that we can play with anybody in the country. And so for us, there's a lot that we're going to have to plan for and make sure that we are prepared for with New Mexico Highlands, because it's a good football team and they've got some really talented football players. And so we've got to be at our best, and that's what I expect our team to do on Saturday when we roll into Las Vegas.
All right, we'll have the game for you at 1 o'clock, right? 1 o'clock, 1:05 kickoff. We'll be back on Fox Sports Pueblo. We've had some confusion this year, different radio stations, but back on AM 1350 this week. 1:05 kickoff. We'll go on the air at 12:30. Joe and I will be there for the call. Special people to thank here tonight. Aaron Kinnischtzke has been our producer and engineer tonight of the Pack Football Show. We thank him for all of his help. Ben Greenberg here. Paul Plinsky was here earlier. The head coach is Phil V. Our guest, Regan Baker, Bryson Torrey.
Look, Bryson, your jersey's hanging on a skeleton.
I've not seen that when
Did
I
you
walked
see
in.
that?
Does it
Yeah,
scare
when
you
I
a little
walked-
bit,
If you're
Bryson?
looking for the red one, it's right there.
That's how he looked when he came in as a freshman.
Special thanks, of course, to everybody here at ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House. Stay tuned here in the future. We got some. Ryan's going to have a little talk with you.
With me?
We've got some exciting things in our mind
Fantastic.
where we want to take this show to.
Fantastic.
Gonna be
Shout
some
out to the
exciting-
Baker family in Australia.
Yes.
Listening.
Yes, that a baby on
It's
the
all the way down
iHeartRadio
It's
app.
tomorrow. What are the lottery numbers, Bakers? Just text them to Regan. Come on. What are the lottery
Avalanche
numbers
tonight.
for tonight, tomorrow?
It's 18 hours ahead the
It
next
is,
day,
yeah.
or 18, well, something like that.
Yeah. 16.
Yeah.
16. So
16,
it is tomorrow,
okay.
little late. Yeah, midday.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
All right.
That's cool.
Anything you
All
want to say to him? Now's your chance.
Say it now
Nah,
in
nothing.
Australian.
Nothing.
Come
In
on,
Australian?
wait,
Yes.
come on,
Like
man.
you can't say I love you, Mom. or
Love you guys.
Okay,
Love
there
love
you
you.
go.
I think
Yeah.
Marty
We
and
love the
Papa are
Bakers.
listening too, so love you guys.
There you go.
Armadillo.
There you go. All right.
Kangaroo.
For Joe Cervi, for Phil Vigil, for Aaron Kinnischtzke, my name is Jim Brooks. We'll talk to you on Saturday. Good night, everybody.